Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Panzer Dragoon Saga, and we're here at the camp. Let's go over and talk to our dragon, who has just digivolved to bigger dragon, Valiant form, or Valiant Wing. We're gonna pet him, because, again, we want his happiness meter to increase ever so slowly, so that we can learn stuff. Alright, so things to note. We now have a laser rank, which is rank 1. If you remember the first time we went through the excavation site and through the desert, there were things that looked like they had a circle with, you know, all those little blue things making up. That means it takes that much of a laser rank to destroy it, meaning we still have a long way to go before we can destroy those things. But we're on our way. Now we can destroy things that would require laser rank 1. And next we have the dragon. And this is going to be the most interesting thing. We've already talked a little bit about it. So you've got the 4 stats: attack, defense, spirit, and agility. Attack is the dragon's laser and its general damage output. Defense is the exact opposite, how much damage it can shrug off. You know, higher vitality, taking less damage, higher HP, that sort of thing. Spirit is how much magic damage it can take, so any of its berserks will do more damage. And agility is how fast we move through the various sections of the battle map and how quickly our gauges fill. And now that we have hit its first evolution, we can change the dragon. As we saw in the cutscene, the dragon actually changes its physical form based off of what stat you want to focus on, and as you see, it takes away from one stat to affect another stat. So if you want it to have attack, it would have to give up its spirit. So its lasers would be more powerful, but its berserks would be less powerful, or vice versa. And you notice that each variation has a different a set physical trait. So for like attack, its main horn becomes longer, more pronounced, more red color, whereas spirit, it takes a little more teal, and its side fins become more pronounced. Agility, the horn becomes more streamlined, focusing backwards. Its tail fin becomes larger, that sort of thing. So the dragon morphing affects in real time. As you can see, you can only have a full out of 2 stats, because again, it takes away from one for the other. So, and then you have the base dragon, which is even across the board, which is what I'm pretty much going to be focusing on. One thing about berserks, as you can see, you have different types of class. So like chain laser is listed as attack class, holy sphere is spiritual class, defense, agility. So if you lean more toward one particular type, you will learn those berserks faster. So if we leaned even just this far into attack, we would learn the attack berserks just a hair bit faster than we would if we were balanced. I'm going to stay balanced just because you're going to learn them supposedly at random, but I felt that they were more specific in terms of when you would get them level up. But it seems there is an algorithm used that changes its order of importance based off of what your stats are. Alright, so now Gash told us we could go to the Caravan, but we're actually going to go back to the Geralt Desert first. We're going to make our way to the Blue Ruins section, and I've thought about cutting this out, but I'm not, because I know I'm going to get into a couple of random encounters before then, in which case I will show off some of the dragon's abilities. But there's a section of the Blue Ruins that we want to go to. See, like there, that requires full laser rank that we don't have, even with our rank up. Still just not strong enough. But I expected to get into a couple of random battles, because now that we've beaten the Gigra boss, there is an enemy that will show up here that will only show up for a certain amount of time. I'm not entirely sure how long these encounters stick around, but in order to 100% the game, you have to find certain enemies in backtracking, which is really rare because once you get to certain points, random encounters pretty much cease in different areas. So by the time we get to the end of the game, if we come back here, the odds of us getting into a random encounter here are next to nil. But it's amazing that I'm actually not getting into any random encounters. This is hilarious. Because the first time I did this, just to verify which areas that I need to go to spawn the enemy that I'm looking for, I got into a couple of random encounters just on the way. So, but the random encounter we're looking for is here in the Blue Ruins. Go over here to fill in some more of the map. So the area it's kind of hard to see because I can't really zoom in or out here. But basically on the upper section there, once you pass through the little corridor, any one of the four corners of that little section, this enemy can spawn in. So I'm actually going to be going to the place where we found a little treasure chest before, and I'm just going to be circling around in there for as long as possible, and wait for the random encounter to show up there, and if I have to, I will show off the dragon's random encounter ability, or the dragon's abilities in that encounter rather than another random encounter. So we're just going to be circling around in this little hole here. You can see the map is yellow, and that's one of the key things mentioned in the guide, that if your radar is yellow, that's where the enemies can spawn. Supposedly you get ambushed here, and, you know, right when I want it to happen is when it's not going to happen. So give me a minute, I'll edit this out until we get into the battle. Okay, so we finally found them in one of the other spawn locations, Sand Mites. And as you can see, their weak point is right in front of them, and everything else around them, not a place that we want to be. And so I'm going to get a crap rating on this because they got me, and they inflicted bind, which means that I can only have one. Let's see. I do not have anything that cures bind. Perfect. This is just wonderful. I love this. I can't even do... Okay, well... Brilliant. Alright, so we'll use this to select a dragon type. And we'll go... Agility and Spirit. And as you saw, that completely removed my... my 1 meter. And they take very little damage from behind. So we are going to... Oh, bind wore off, so that's fabulous. I'm going to switch back to a normal dragon type. And that way when I get the experience from this, it's not completely messed up. Alright, so... Problem with these guys. They can absorb a lot of damage. So that's 120 damage right then and there. As you can see, really didn't do much. So, that took one out. We're gonna just continue cycling around and letting them do that to get in behind us so that we can take these guys out at our leisure, and then just kind of continue swerving around. I really hope that my rating doesn't go to complete crap because of the one hit that I took from them in the beginning. It probably will. But they're dead, so it doesn't matter. See, I got a close call for that one. 369. Level up to level 11. It's not bad. So, yeah, that's... Yeah. Now, what sucks is the first time I did this, I got an excellent fight out of them and leveled up to 12. They gave me enough XP to level up to 12. So that aggravates the bejesus out of me. I'm gonna see if I can get another fight with them, so give me just a second to try to get an excellent. Alright, so here we go, back into a fight. Is it them? Yes, it's more sand mites. I'm going to get an excellent on these guys. I'm not going to let these things take me down like that. That's not happening. Alright, so I can take them out pretty quickly with just gun blast. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to gun blast these things. Dragon lasers, unfortunately, not really as effective in this fight. So, just get up these last 2 meters, and that one's done, and excellent fight. So that'll be enough to knock us back up to level 12. Oh, that knocked us up to level 13. These things are fantastic. Look at what we learned. Laser Storm, Cleansing Orbs, we learned a lot of Berserks. Holy crap. What all did we learn? Laser Storm, Shafts of Light from Above, not a bad. Cleansing Wave, High Frequency Shockwave. Vengeance Orbs are one of my favorite abilities this entire game. Escape, which will be very interesting here shortly. And we don't learn any of the full gauge classes, we already have those, and then the extra classes we have to find. So we learned one of everything hitting level 15 there. And yeah, that was a lot of XP. That was fantastic. This is a good place to come level up, is off these things, that's for sure. I may do some leveling with those off screen first. However, we're going to go out to the world map, and we're going to go progress the story just a little bit. So we're going to go to the Caravan. I'm seriously considering leveling off those things, getting some extra XP. Alright, so here in the Caravan, we've already learned that there's a day-night cycle. People change their positions based off of what time it is. We're just going to progress the story. So we're going to come here to this tent, and we're going to meet the leader of the Caravan. Who happens to have a gun, wondering who we are. But our pendant basically gives us a free pass, because they know it's from Gash. Okay, yeah. Apparently they were attacked by people earlier, and all of their stuff was taken. So they were basically cleaned out. So, not really a good thing, but, you know, we're not with them, so it's not that bad. At least for us. It's terrible for them, but we can work out an agreement with them here shortly, so. Whenever he sends someone here, trouble's right behind. Okay, yeah. I mean, to be fair, the trouble's our own doing. We want to kill Caravan ourselves. Like, that's... So it seems like Caravan's group was here 3 days ago. They took weapons and antidotes. And if we had talked to anyone else in the town, they would have basically just shrugged us off. Because, you know... They went to a place called the Forbidden Zone, which is where we're going next. Why anyone would ever want to go to a place called the Forbidden Zone, where gravity storms are things. Yeah, there's a reason why people name things like Forbidden Zone, you know, Forest of No Return, you know, Death Valley. Don't go there. The Death of 1,000 Pieces. And this is where Caravan was heading, so... Leader of the Caravan's advice, just let Caravan go there, and the monsters will kill him for us. Which, I've got at least to take a shot at Caravan myself. Okay, you know, I can't argue with the logic as much as I want to, but I'll do our best to aid you. Okay, well, thanks. So, if we'd gone to the shopkeep, he would not have sold us anything because he thought we were with Caravan. And, you know, shady people that we can trust, usually the best type of people. If they look shady but we can trust them, they're usually, you know, well worth the concern. If you come back and sell us... Okay, so that's the arrangement that they got. It's like, if we can sell them stuff, we get a fairly decent price from the people at the Caravan. So, we'll sell what we can. There are a couple of things that I'm not going to sell, because it's just, you know... But now that we've been in there talking, it's now turned to nightfall, and he's now moved out of his tent and is now sitting in front of the fire. So we're going to go in here, which is the shopkeep, and we are going to make a deal with Monty Hall. Alright, so we can buy, if you had not gotten the Mauler before, this is the first place you can buy the Mauler for 3,000. As you can see, we have 4,000, not a lot. So we can also buy Elixir Miner, Berserk Micro, Free Action, and Flash Chips. I'm gonna buy a Flash Chip. Actually, I'll buy 2. It is basically the same as Escape, the ability we just learned, which lets us retreat from battle. Free Actions, as you saw, I have 1, but all it does is cure Stop. Berserk Micro, and Elixir Miner, we already have a couple of. So not really anything I need to buy. I could sell the Mauler, and as you see, I get about half of what its value is to sell. So, not really worth selling that here. But if you need money, and you've followed the guide so far that I've been using, money is not going to be an issue. You could sell the Ambrosia you've got for 4,200, and then Blast Chip, Flash Chips that we just got. The Shield Chips are worth their weight in gold. I'm going to keep the one that I've got. However, I'm going to sell basically everything else that I have. And make a fair bit of money off of it. So, Mackerel Shell, all the things that we've got from having excellent fights, they add up very quickly. The Gara... I'm going to keep the telepathy shards just in case that their effect stacks. I don't think it does, but you never know. So, don't really want to completely mess it up in case it does. And that's basically it for the Caravan. There's really not anything else to do here. You could talk to people, but there's... Following the guide, there's not really anything else to talk to. We can go to the camp, which is where I'm going to go to save it. And now we have access to the Forbidden Zone in the north. So, like I said, I'm going to save it here at the camp. I will probably do some leveling off screen, just to build up a little bit. And every time we enter camp, our dragon recovers HP and BP, and take the opportunity to build up his affection meter so that you can get your hidden abilities faster. And so we'll save it there. Level 13. Save over one that I tried to do and failed, where it got to level 12. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I will see you guys in the next installment, where we will head to the Forbidden Zone. Till then, later, everyone.